Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Beauty Topics podcast. It's your girl, Chantel, and I'm here with...
It's Leslie.
And she's tuning in, y'all, with me, and she's... Oh, Lord, I done messed up.
No, you're okay.
Because I want to say Fragrance Friday, but I can't.
But I'm tagging along on a non-fragrance.
That's right.
episode.
It is a Wednesday episode, okie dokie, and I just wanted to chit-chat with my sister Leslie because we do shop together so much, and I know that intro sounded straight up crazy, but guess what? We're going to leave it because other people's are worse. So... We don't do a lot of editing around here when y'all listen to these podcasts. They're just like, these girls leave all the mistakes in. Sure do, because this is life right here. Life is life and in here on this couch. So
keeping it real.
That's right. That's why I don't hush my dogs. You hear stuff barking, it just be going down in here. But well, we shop a lot together. So, I really notice a lot of trends with makeup and beauty products, of course, because, that's my stock and trade. And, I kind of just wanted to sit down and have a conversation about some of these brands that I feel like are kind of missing the mark. And I just kind of feel like within the next 3 to 5 years, we won't see them anymore.
Oh, they're on their
Do you
way
know what
out.
I mean? I feel like they're on their way out. Unless something drastic changes, unless they just drop some type of amazing viral product all of a sudden or come up with a unique formula, I just kind of feel like they're going to be out the door. Do you know what I mean? Because we've said goodbye to so many brands these past few years because, and a lot of brands have had to change up their formula and how they do things. Like, Mac started running sales. When I worked for Mac, are you kidding me? You had to get in line. You had to get in line and hope you got that lipstick from that Riri collection that you wanted. It used to be an event to go to Mac and get something from the Selena collection or something like that, or get the holiday releases. It was just like, I remember when this old darling highlighter dropped, girl, everybody was losing their minds. I mean, going to Mac used to be an event. You would get you waited for the new collections to come out. You would pick out what you wanted. You had your little list when you got in line. And it was so much fun. And even us as like Mac employees and me as a manager, it's like, we want to buy the stuff, but it's like, you want to make sure you have enough for your customers. So it's like, crap, I have to wait and get mine later. So it was just always like a big event purchasing things at Mac. But now I'm walking into TJ Maxx and I'm seeing Mac products,
Ooh, yes.
And it's kind of like, wow, I mean, we always saw them at the CCO because CCO is Estee Lauder's outlet. So you would always see anything from a collection that didn't sell pop up at the CCO at the outlet mall. So I was used to that. But to see it at like a TJ Maxx, is a lot different for me because I'm like, whoa, Mac used to be such coveted items,
Yeah.
So I feel like they need to kind of rethink some things because they have come out with some collections, that just honestly didn't make any sense, that were kind of booty, for lack of a better word. I mean, I recall working at Mac, child, we had a collection, some workout collection that had yellow mascara and teal mascaras and eye glosses. And we were like, this don't make no goddamn
Who is
sense.
this for?
Who is for? You know what I'm saying? I'm 40 years old. I'm trying to go to the grocery store. Who have you ever seen at HEB with yellow mascara?
That's tough. No.
No, absolutely not. Now, I'm okay with a navy blue mascara and a chocolate brown mascara. But when you're talking about yellow and orange and neon green, you done lost your whole mind.
Right.
Yeah, it was too much for me. So I feel like they dropped the ball on a lot of collections, and that's what ended up happening with them. Because those items end up at discount retailers.
Yeah.
So I just feel like they need to go back to the drawing board and really focus on the products that are like their staple products and just focus on making them even better so that they can save themselves because Mac needs to go through some a big transition, some changes, you
just wonder, when they brought out the yellow mascara, did they ask the question, okay, who's our target audience for this yellow mascara?
Girl,
What
I
type
highly
of
doubt
person
it.
would purchase this? And sometimes you think that they don't think about that. I mean, I understand you might purchase that if you're a model and you're modeling it in a magazine or editorial or something. But for the masses, who would purchase this?
It's nuts. Yeah. The disconnect between the people selling the product and the people up top is the disconnect is just huge. It just they totally missed the mark. And I'm gonna say this too. Okay, I know a lot of these companies like Estee Lauder, for example, that was a family owned company. Like this was the Lauder family. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes I'm kind of like, when you have a company like that continues to be run by like a family member. So now it's like, oh, I don't know who the CEO is or whatever, but I'm I'm just throwing a name out there. Okay, so now you're John Lauder. It's your turn to run the company. And I'm just like, you'll consistently have some little old guy up here running a makeup company that doesn't know anything about this. He doesn't care about these products. That's just the way that it looks to me on the outside. When you have a CEO in place that looks like that person has absolutely no business being in that seat. Do you know what I mean? You look like you should be the CEO of Home Depot, but you over here, the CEO of a makeup company. Do you know what I mean? Just because this is your last name. So it's your birthright. So you're there. If it was me, I'd be like, I understand this is my birthright, but what I want to do is make sure I put someone who knows what they're doing, who's passionate about these products and understands what's going on the floor, who has worked their way from the bottom up and understands the ins and outs of every level to be in charge of something like this. I'm not the best fit just because my last name is Lauder, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you genuine have a love for it, you know? Or is it just
your turn? Yeah. So, yeah, but... And another thing I noticed, now this brand, I'm not going to lie, I thought they was gone. Stila.
Shan, I was thinking Stila too.
I was like, Stila who? What? Because, okay, so I went to Macy's to go return some UGG boots. And we walked through to the Impulse Beauty area. Yeah. And we saw Stila on the wall. And we both looked at each other like, child, Stila's in here. We thought y'all was gone.
Yeah. So Stila is out of Ulta.
Yes, I'm not sure. You know what? Liz, if I'm not mistaken, I think you can purchase some Stila products on the Ulta app.
Oh, okay.
Look, I'm gonna look it up right now.
They were in store because I'm not looking for.
Remember, Stila used to have a bay in Ulta. They used to have a gondola.
Yeah,
there used to be a gondola of Stila in Ulta, and it's gone. Okay, no, it's online. It's online. It's online. Okay, so yeah, you can purchase Stila products online at Ulta, but I don't see it where it says. I don't see where it's saying in store. Let's see if we can see if it'll look up something in store. Nope, not available. It'll have like one store in a 50-mile radius that carries it. So most of the doors have pulled the gondola out because it's underperforming. But you see so much Stila, those little glitter and glows and their little lip glosses. TJ Maxx used to be littered with it. Yeah. They were everywhere. You could get 2 of them for $10 or something like that. But I thought Stila was gone because I'm like, y'all can't survive on y'all liquid liner. Because they make a mean liquid liner. I can get a cat eye flick like nobody's business with that product. But I legit thought Stila was bankrupt. I thought they was gone. So when we walked in Macy's and I saw that, I literally caught my breath. Oh, Stila's in here. Because you thought the same thing. Like, y'all, they have that. It's like some of those brands, Stila, I really thought it was gone. I'm like, so I guess the glitter and glow saved them. And they liquid eyeliner must have saved them. But they used to make a mean liquid lipstick too. They had some beautiful liquid lipsticks, but their other products just were missing the mark. Their primers, just so many of the products were missing the mark. I can literally count on one hand, the few little products I've ever even purchased from Stila. I don't even recall buying any like Stila, maybe one Stila eyeshadow palette in my entire life. You know what I mean?
Well, I had a few because when I first started enjoying makeup way back in the day, Stila was more popular back then. So I did have a few Stila products. But that's long gone.
But that's been over 15 years.
Long gone, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like, too, indie brands kind of came in clutch and were giving such great quality for, in most cases, better prices. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to bring up Urban Decay. Urban Decay, let me tell you something, baby. I worked for you. I worked for Urban Decay. And y'all all up in through the TJ Maxx. You think because you in the little glass case at TJ Maxx that you better, baby? No, let me tell you something. You still in there. Okay, yeah, you have to push the little button where they keep the perfumes, them glass cases, and they'll have a few little Urban Decay palettes in there. But you're still in the TJ and you're in the Marshalls. And I've seen Urban Decay at Ross as well. And I feel like when Urban Decay releases an eyeshadow palette, within a few weeks, it's 50% off. It's 50% off. Sephora, it's 50% off at Ulta. It just is. That is what happens.
Anything lately? Do they have a new one out?
Not that I can think of. Because, they released that heavy metal palette. They released that weird Marvel Hulk, She-Hulk palette. Girl, they released some silliness. I tell you what. And then they killed the original Naked palette and brought back something similar to it, but not quite. I mean, they've just made some, I'm just going to say it, some silly ass decisions over there. And they have just dropped the ball because, I mean, it seems like soon as they drop products, within 3 to 4 weeks, they are on clearance wherever they're sold.
Yeah.
You know, you go to you go to Sephora sale page, it's going to be littered with Urban Decay. It's up there. So I kind of feel like they're dropping the ball as well. I mean,
it's sad too, because back in the day, Urban Decay was the edgy.
It was the lick.
The edgy.
Yes.
They had the edgy products. Like
girl, the Alice in Wonderland palette.
Yes.
Ooh.
They really made it so much fun back in the day.
Yes. And you remember the I Love New York palette? When I tell y'all, I still have all my Urban Decay palettes. They were so beautiful. They were so much fun. The palette, you opened it up. It had like the New York City like skyline on it. It lit up. I mean, you would pull out your little box of shadows. You had your little Urban Decay primer potion in there. And then you would get like a couple eyeliners. You would get like Zero or Bourbon in your eyeliner. Girl, used to be the lick.
Products.
Yes.
And high quality. I mean, I think that was the richest eyeshadow they had at the time. If you wanted just boom color, it was going to be Urban Decay. Yeah.
Yes. The packaging was gorgeous. I feel like when Wendy Zomner was actually like in it before it sold to L'Oreal, when it was truly Urban Decay, Wendy Zomner, and I have met her. I met her. She's a cool ass chick. Surfs, skis, totally in shape, super sweet and nice, great mom, really cool chick. And now she has Cali Ray products. That's her new line. That's her new passion. That's over there at Sephora. But when she was actually in charge of Urban Decay, and I feel like really had her hands in everything, the products were so much better. They were so innovative. They were so exciting because they were legit reflected her style. So now when I look at it, I'm just kind of like, meh. Right now, it just feels like a production line of stuff. You know, drop this brown shadow here, drop this sparkly black shadow here. It just feels too commercialized. It just doesn't feel fun. You know, it just doesn't feel fun. Our Urban Decay release, we used to line up when we knew the Urban Decay palette was going to drop. We'd be at the door at Ulta waiting for them to open the doors when they open so you could go in. I remember your girl called you. Did you get your palette?
Yes.
Did you get your Alice in Wonderland palette? Because, girl, it was a whole vibe. Or you gave me an ammo palette. And when I tell you I used Maui Wowie to the end, Maui Wowie lived on my eyelids. Do you hear me? I wore out an ammo palette. Okay, wore out an ammo palette. I'm on my 3rd original Naked palette, truth be told. Okay. And I was glad that they brought that back. I gave my daughter one. Alana got a Naked palette for Christmas. Okay. Because love that one. It's a classic staple. It's a beautiful palette. I'm like, don't get rid of that. That's your best thing that you made. But yeah, when they did color right back in the day. Oh my gosh. Such beautiful products. And now I just kind of feel like they kind of just gone to hell in a handbasket. You know, it just went down. Once they sell, it just changes. The formulas, it just changes. And it used to be so much fun. Yeah.
I wonder if that's the goal of a lot of those independent companies, to get so big and so popular that they're able to sell it off, for millions.
Yeah, I guess.
Because a lot of them do it. So.
Yeah, a lot of them do it. But it can be so frustrating because, you want to keep the innovation going. You want to keep it just fun, and it just gets to be, I don't know. It just loses its luster. And then another brand, okay, I'm saying this, you can try to cancel me if you want to, but I'm still going to say it because it's still true. Pat McGrath. I love you. You are a queen. I admire you and everything you have done, but watch your step because you at TJ. Okay, I have seen you at TJ. Not only have I seen you at TJ, I bought some blushes for $14.99 at Ross. Okay, so that to me kind of screams you should be a little bit worried once you start dropping at those discount retailers. Because I also watch some UK influencers that shop at what they call TK Maxx. And they've been finding them some Pat McGrath stuff there as well. And so to me, it's like, listen, you need to go back to the drawing board and come back with some more innovation and come back with some more products that people want to get their hands on. Because there for a while, some of her eyeshadow palettes was just getting a little too pink. And so people are like, okay, enough with the pink eyeshadow. What else you got? And then they will drop another pink palette. It's like, girl, hold on. Who is in charge creatively? Is it really Pat or is it her assistant? Because things is going awry over here, you know?
And it can get very repetitive. You know, if you drop a palette and it's got similar tones and colors to the one previously, then, you know.
Then what was the point?
I feel like I already have this. You know? How many times can you repackage browns? You know, it's amazing.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. Brown, my favorite color.
Right.
I love me a brown eyeshadow palette. Yeah. But the thing is, her formulas are beautiful. Like I'm literally staring at that 6-pan all matte palette right there, and it stays on my makeup desktop because it's such beautiful, buttery, creamy, smooth mattes, and I absolutely love them. But I just feel like there's going to have to be a shift with that brand. Something is going to have to give. Something's going to have to change. You know what I mean? It's like you release a collection and people are all excited for it to drop, and then it drops. And then next thing you know, they've got it 30 or 40% off on their website, or you can buy all the Bridgerton products over at TJ Maxx, because we both bought Bridgerton palettes at Marshall's. So I just kind of feel like something's got to shake because you're a luxury brand. So when you see a luxury brand like Pat McGrath in the case at TJ Maxx, it kind of makes you feel some type of way. Like, is this brand actually going to stick around? Is this even sustainable? Because y'all, have a gondola at Sephora, and then you go down, you can walk a few feet down to the TJ Maxx, down past the Sephora, and find Pat McGrath there too. So it's like, you guys have the same blushes in both places. So why am I going to pay $39 at Sephora when I can go to TJ Maxx and pay $14.99? So it's one of those situations. And I also feel like sometimes, the retailers can get the shaft a little bit. Not that I'm concerned about corporations. That's not what I mean. What I mean is like, you've got Pat McGrath on her website, it's all 30% off. And then at Sephora, it's regular price. So it's kind of like, who are you competing with yourself? Are you competing with Sephora? Like what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, I kind of feel like Sephora probably would just have to, like, y'all gonna have to make it 30% off too. Cause what are you going to do? How are you going to sell through your stock before it expires? You know what I mean? Because on her website, it's 30% off or 40% off or 2 pallets for $125. Like, y'all, you can't compete with these retailer websites if that's the case. You know what I mean? Because they're pushing out their stock and Sephora's holding on to theirs. So I don't know. It's just kind of crazy to me. But seeing that brand in TJ Maxx really opened my eyes to go, whoa, let me tell you something. If you think you're going to just ride your name and that's going to be enough, it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then another brand that I see at TJ Maxx all the time, which I'm not surprised because they shut down all their stores, was Morphe.
Oh, yeah.
And they're low key already full of shit. Let's be real. The way they just basically did a conference call and let everybody go, and how they did that's in certain areas. And then some places they just, put a sign on the door that's like, you don't have a job, and, just treating people like that and not giving them any notice.
Only now or something? Or
they're still in Ulta.
Yeah.
They're still in Ulta, but there's no more like Morphe stores like in malls and stuff like that, but they are still at Ulta.
But they fully function online.
I'm not sure. I've never purchased something from a Morphe website, so I couldn't tell you. But there was one particular day I went to TJ Maxx to get some socks, and the Morphe stuff was just they didn't even have enough shelf space to hold it all. The girl was having to put some in the back because I'm like, dang. But I guess when they shut down all those stores so abruptly for not paying their rent, that stuff had to go somewhere. So TJ Maxx was like, hey, we'll sell through it, So I wouldn't be surprised if they went away completely because, they worked with some real problematic people like Jaclyn Hill and James Charles and Jeffree Star. They worked with some people that really had some pretty rough backgrounds that weren't the nicest people in the industry. And it didn't really ended up affecting their business because people are like, hey, why are you working with people that like, not so great? You know what I mean? You're going to have to regroup. And then they couldn't regroup because they had too many bills. And I feel like Makeup Revolution, same thing. But they just overproduce product to me. I just feel like Makeup Revolution, they need their own landfill. Les, come on now. They need their own landfill. How you got? You got 17 Monsters Inc. pallets.
Yeah.
Monsters Inc. came out 15 years ago. What you doing with all these Monsters University and Monsters Inc. pallets, and then all these Grease pallets and Friends pallets? Why each collection got to be 32 pallets, 15 lipsticks, 16 glosses? It's stupid.
Very gimmicky. Very, Yeah,
there's no way you can be focused on quality when you're producing that much crap every day. They are filling a landfill all on their own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all I can say about them.
I'm looking at your face gimmicky. And you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I just couldn't, everything was a theme from a movie or from a TV show, or it's like they're just trying to get you with the packaging or something. And it's just like, but what about the quality of the products, which was kind of subpar. I mean, I will say I had an eyeliner from them that I enjoyed, but it wasn't something that I felt like I had to continuously.
It wasn't groundbreaking.
No, none of their eyeshadow qualities were,
worth a damn.
Yeah, this is basic. You might as well buy your eyeshadow from Revlon and at your grocery store if you're going to purchase this palette. So it was just very gimmicky, though.
Yeah, that's all they were riding on. They were just riding on doing just collabs and just merch based kind of items. Like, oh my gosh, did you get your, like the Friends, the eyeshadow palette or the blush palette that was shaped like the little coffee cup and stuff. That's it. It wasn't about the quality of that blush. Are you kidding me? It was crap. It was all packaging. So it's just nothing but talc pressed in a little coffee shaped, piece of cardboard. It was nothing. But, Glamlight is another brand that they just ride on. What do you call that? Intellectual properties.
Yeah. They're
just intellectual property based. And not that they have bad products, because I love their eyeshadow formula is beautiful. It's really, really pretty. I'm just saying they are, if you're looking for something gimmicky, that's a brand, an indie brand that you can go to, because you're going to get nothing but gimmicks. You're going to get the Chucky palette and a Freddy Krueger palette and a strawberry shortcake palette. But I love strawberry shortcake. I ain't going to lie.
Say they get you sometimes.
Sometimes they'll get you. Well, and they have that Frosted Flakes highlighter.
They will get you only because I will say their product inside the packaging is good.
Yes.
But you are going to get a lot of character themed. Maybe I should give this to my teenager or my preteen type product, from them.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, girl, I know this is a little bit off the subject, but not completely off the subject. Did you watch the Lisa Frank?
I did.
When I tell you, if I ever catch her in the street, let me tell you something. She is not a good person.
Stern conversation only.
Let me tell you something. If I find my old Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper, I'm going to burn that bitch. I am not a fan. What a horrible person.
How controversial and dirty
people can be.
So simple can be. You're a kid. You're enjoying a purple painted tiger, not knowing behind it is a.
It's somebody on welfare.
That's crazy.
And watching these people when I tell you just a group of horrible people, she is just, and what she did to that makeup company, and then for Morphe to release their products exactly how they created them with the Morphe name on it in conjunction with Lisa Frank, and she just basically stole their money. If you guys have not seen the Lisa Frank documentary on Amazon, you should check it out. It will make you want to burn your old school Trapper Keeper. I'm not lying. She was just she's not a good person. She's not a good person. I don't care. That's my opinion, and I'm entitled to that based off of what I saw, because I ended up down a rabbit hole and doing some more research online, and she's done that kind of stuff to multiple people. She hurt multiple people, and it's just wrong. It's just wrong. So just thinking, certain brands, when they are hooked into all these deals with these intellectual properties, you better be careful and you better watch out, because not every deal is a good deal. You know what I'm saying? So be careful if that's the route that you want to go with all these collabs. Check your contract. Don't just go off willy-nilly and sign anything. Check your contracts and do your research. That was a hard lesson learned for those people that ended up kind of getting swindled, basically. So, yeah. But anyway, the next brand I wanted to talk about was Too Faced.
Oh,
okay.
I used to love me some Too Faced.
Girl, when I tell you you got me hooked on Too Faced Shadow Insurance when it was actually
good,
a good product, when it actually worked. That was the eyeshadow primer. I would wait for Ulta 21 Days of Beauty to hit, because there would be one day when Too Faced Shadow Insurance would be 50% off, and I would buy 3 of them. That's what I would do. But now you couldn't give me one for free. It don't hold nothing. I will use my little Milani eyeshadow primer, baby. Mm-hmm. I will stick with that one because that Too Faced Shadow Insurance, you open it one time, within 2 weeks, it is completely separated. All this liquid and stuff is squirting out. It turns into a sloppy, nasty mess. It is gross. But I noticed like this past holiday season, all the Too Faced makeup was 50 to 60, 70% off inside of Sephora, and they still was having a hard time getting rid of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These holiday collections are getting lazier and lazier. They're getting sloppier and sloppier. People are like, look, I don't want to see 2 pink blushes and a highlighter and a little piece of cardboard. I don't want to see this no more. I'm over this crap. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so Too Faced is same thing. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, all that kind of stuff. It pops up all over the place. And I feel like that gondola at Ulta is shrinking down because they used to have a full gondola and now they're just having like a little piece of the back wall. So their market share is shrinking as well. Smashbox, same thing. That market share is shrinking and shrinking inside of the store. A lot of these companies are not getting a full gondola anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you're seeing them at these discount retailers and they're going to have to either, it's like, I feel like 2025 is sink or swim for a lot of brands. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I feel like these retailers is trying to grasp every last dollar that they can get. And if your brand is not performing, I feel like they're going to put you out. Mm-hmm. They're not going, these contracts are not getting renewed. Once you get moved in a store, now we pushed you to the back. Now we pushed you to the side. How many more floor moves you think they're going to give you before they put you out?
Move you to Ross. Move you to TJ Maxx. Yeah.
For sure. Because I mean, Too Faced, girl, I have some of the most beautiful Too Faced palettes from back in the day down in my drawer that I keep literally for nostalgia. Mm-hmm. Stunning. Do you remember the beautiful one that opened up like a book and it had the girls like swinging, look like, the fairy collection. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. The fairy collection was stunning. When I tell you that was one of the most beautiful palettes I ever bought in my life. Mm-hmm. Their artwork used to be stunning and the quality was great. Those eyeshadows were so pretty and smooth and buttery. Too Faced used to do it. And now it's like,
and what happens is
booty.
Like what happens to all of them? They sell out. Mm-hmm. And it's never the same.
Never the same again. Never the same again. Ugh. And you know, I was really concerned about Melt Cosmetics because I love Melt. And then I feel like once Melt got into Sephora and they had to mass produce more products to kind of fulfill all these Sephora orders, I felt like their quality got a little wonky on some things. Mm-hmm. But to me, I feel like, you know, they're in just like bigger Sephora stores. I feel like they're not in like the smaller ones. But I'm still seeing on occasion, I saw like this past holiday season, I saw the Melt Halloween palettes at TJ Maxx. So that kind of concerned me a little bit. So I'm like, Melt girls, listen up. Watch it now. You go into these discount retailers. Now, I love y'all. I want to see y'all succeed. I want to see y'all keep doing your big one. Okay, so I'm like, I bought your collab with Bailey Sarian. You know what I mean? Me and Bailey worked for Urban Decay at the same time. I met her in California. Like, that's why I'm like, I want that to like be amazing. I bought that first collab. I didn't buy the second collab because that wasn't my color story. But that first one that was all matte was the lick. I just want to continue to see Melt thriving and doing well because I like to see, you know, boss babes doing the doggone thing. Like, don't sell out. Keep it in your own hands. You know, keep it in your own hands. Keep your creative vision. Because I really like to see just like these female business owners holding on to their brands and just like really making it successful and it's not that it, okay, I understand, you know, you've done something for years and you got it to this place and now you feel like, hey, you need more capital. You're trying to grow your company and do all these things. I just feel like once you either sell to Estee Lauder or L'Oreal, then I feel like everything's going to shit. You know what I mean? Because that Miel hair company, once that sold, then everybody said the hair fell out. So I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, once it gets once it's sold, the quality is just not the same. It's just not the same. But I feel like Smashbox is another one right behind Too Faced that is, it just kind of looks like it's going down in flames to me. You know, every once in a while, you'll see new little things pop up. Oh, we got new lipsticks. We got new liners, yada, yada, yada. It just looks like the same old stuff repackaged. It don't look like any new shades, nothing innovative. And I feel like their little market share is shrinking as well. They're in discount retailers. It's filled with Smashbox at the CCO, at the outlet out here. filled with it. There's a ton of it in there.
So true.
It's a ton of Too Faced and a ton of Smashbox at the outlet. Whenever I love Smashbox face primers, but I don't buy them at regular retailers. I just run to the outlet mall because I can get them for, a third of the price.
Yeah. I also saw a couple of Tarte maracuja oil lip things, and
You ain't
a
wrong.
little bit of Tarte is trickling in too.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of times after the holiday season ends, you see all that crappy holiday makeup just popping up every which aware. You know what I mean? Because like I said, these holiday collections, they're just lazy. They're just throwing anything out thinking, oh, they'll just buy anything for a gift. No, I won't.
Yeah. That's
No,
what
I
they're
won't.
doing.
No, I won't.
Quick
It's
money
too
grab
lazy.
on the holidays.
Yeah, so you can keep your little raggedy set that feels like it's lower quality, because a lot of times if you flip over your palette that you bought at the holiday season, instead of being made in Italy, that one will be made in China. Mass produced in China just for the Christmas time. So you don't want that, because let me tell you something. Don't you buy no MAC holiday brush set. Don't do it. It's crap. I'm telling you right now, it's crap. Don't you buy a MAC holiday brush set. I'm sorry, I can say it. I worked for MAC. Don't you
Yeah,
buy that.
she
That's
would
not the
know.
regular quality. It's not. And I'm just spitting facts. It's not the same quality. So don't keep your coins and save your coins for the regular full size brushes. Okay, just buy them one by one if you have to, but don't get no set. And then last but not least, one brand that I'm just like, okay, Ulta, just pack it up and put it in the back and send it back. Bye, Kylie.
Oh,
Girl, if you don't get on, I don't want to see a lip kit. I don't want to see your little glosses. She couldn't even sell her own mascara. She opened it up and was like, it has a wand. It's black. Girl, get out of here.
oh my God.
You don't even know what you're doing. Your mama pimping all y'all out. Y'all just up here selling any and everything. Panties, mascara, lip gloss. Child, it's just, their family is just a walking infomercial. Okay? And I'm like, more power to everybody trying to make their money and all that good stuff. But I'm just like, it's just too much. You got one of them selling vitamins. This one's selling perfume. I'm just like, sheesh. Okay, y'all.
The
Okay.
thing is, though, I understand you're the face of the product, but know your product.
That
I mean,
part.
You can't sell me on this is what you're wearing if you don't even know how to use it,
Or what's in it, what it is.
It's
It's
can't
insanity.
believe that you use your own stuff. I don't believe that you do. I still believe that you're using, Gucci. There's no way you're using your own product, and that's a negative. That's negative. I can't support something that you yourself won't use with your name on it.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So for me, that one right there, I saw like her Wizard of Oz collection at TJ Maxx. I've seen multiple lip kits everywhere, and I'm just kind of like, I'm ready for that one to go. Ulta, stop wasting a gondola on it. It's time to pack it on in.
And see, Riri will get on social media and be like, this is my whatever product, and will apply it right there, barefaced, for you to see. And what she applies matches her face, so that's her shade. She knows how to put it on. She looks put together after. So you can, if she's going to use her own product, it's good stuff.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
Yes.
the other brands don't give that.
Yes. But Rihanna is that type of, you can tell she's a hands-on entrepreneur. Like when the fashion shows are getting produced for her Fenty Savage line, that girl she's in there. She's helping to produce that show. She's doing sketches of the way she wants things to look. And when she's doing her makeup and hair care, she's in it. You know what I mean? Like that, the MVP, that is her signature red. She is doing her Super Bowl show in a full face of Fenty makeup. Right. I truly believe 100% that girl rocks Fenty every day. And I'm here for it. Because let me tell you something. I love me a Fenty Gloss Bomb. And that Fenty bronzer, everything. So, and the foundation, amazing. And the shade range that she dropped something for the fairest of the fair to the deepest of the deep. That's the way you do it. She's passionate about her brand. She knows about her brand. She can speak to ingredients. Like, she is very hands-on with her products. So it is very, like you said, I can back that because it's just more believable. Kylie, I'm sorry. When I saw that little video of her talking, I will never forget that video of her talking about her mascara. I'm like, girl, you sound like a toddler. I'm sorry. So to me, that is one of the brands that can go ahead and just flop out. That's a wrap. Well, I guess that's it, Les.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. Is this a Wednesday episode or is this a Fed Up Friday? I don't know. It kind of got off the rails a little bit, but I mean, it's just when you just see all these different brands just popping up at discount retailers, it just makes me think, okay, you about to be on your way out the door unless you really do something, make a quick change up. So anyway, you guys, I know y'all are seeing it out there too, because we're seeing y'all post online your little hauls that you're finding for some good deals. So we know you see it too. But thank you guys so much for joining us for this episode. You can always check us out anywhere where you get your podcast, be it Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, all those places. And we hope we made your walk, your drive, or your little jog better. So thank you so much for listening, and we'll chat with you later. Bye.
Bye.